You are right, Renata. Elwande is a place.
This is African Coffee, and my name is Renata Reck, and this is a wonderful new interview that I'm going to be doing, and I hope you enjoy what I'm going to be finding out for you. Good day. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. It looks like it's me and you.
Yeah, it looks like.
Okay. Let me try check Patrick. Just hold a bit. I'll try
Okay,
call him.
okay. So he's going to call Patrick, and we'll see you just now. Welcome, Patrick.
Renata, Eddie, how are you?
Fine. I'm fine. I'm tired.
Sure.
Yeah. I'm also tired. That is why I'm in my overalls.
We don't see
Okay.
you.
You can't see me,
No.
but me, I can see you.
Patrick, stop it. Stop it.
We want to see your coffee outfits.
Oh, okay. I think I'm looking great. Eh?
Oh, yeah. Good one.
Okay.
Let me start by welcoming Patrick and Eddie, the two coffee merchants from Eswatini. Who would have thought? So down south, we've got coffee, long past the coffee equator that they keep telling us about. And when I found out about you guys, it was really exciting because I heard you through the grapevine from the community. And it sounds like you are obviously community guys. And what I've learned from you so far is that the coffee is spreading all over Swaziland. So, what's been new since we last spoke?
Okay, thanks, Renata. We last attended the South African Coffee Expo in Gauteng, and it went very well. We had a cupping session on a Friday. I think Eddie has got the results. I didn't open them because they were sent to us. Sim Coffee was doing the cupping for us, and everything went quite well. We were quite happy about the response we got from the South African people who were touring the event. They were so excited for the first time to notice or to see that from the tiny little kingdom there is coffee being produced.
Yeah.
Yes, they had their little bit of, being inquisitive. How's your coffee tasting? We know coffee from Ethiopia. Sometimes to convince people, it's a matter of saying, taste the coffee. I won't be telling the story. The coffee will tell the story.
Yes.
And we are quite excited that one of our young men from Eswatini Coffee has traveled to Taipei. Tomorrow is joining the food expo there. He'll be showcasing and really marketing the coffee from Eswatini. We're also traveling this weekend, Saturday, to the Athens Coffee Expo. I'm sure by even at that expo we'll be, having a good event where coffee from Eswatini will be tasted, and we're looking forward that one day one of the baristas will compete. That is 2024 compete using from Eswatini.
Yes.
So that is the developments that we have.
Great. And the community, it's like winter time now. Are they busy with planting or growing? How is it now down on the ground in the farm?
The communities, because it's winter time, everything is a bit slow, but they are taking care of their seedlings that have been planted during summer. In summer, preparing their planting holes, making them nutritious in terms of putting the good compost, using all the menus from their different animals. So they are preparing for summer. Summertime, everything comes to the ground, they plant, they have coffee ready for. We're also not stopping because we have got so different, lectures that we're conducting.
Oh, yeah.
because basically we're making sure that people are planting organic coffee. That we want to, make sure that it reach out to the people out there, the coffee lovers, the best organic coffee coming from Eswatini.
Yes. Eddie, can you help us?
Yeah.
We've gone off track already, assuming that all our viewers know where we are and what we're talking about. You're based on the farm Elwandle. Elwandle sounds like the ocean, but it's a place in Eswatini, right?
Yeah. You are right, Renata. Elwandle is a place in Eswatini. Yeah, when you say Elwandle, then you try to interpret it like the sea.
Yeah.
So it's not Durban or Mozambique, but it's
Okay.
Elwandle.
Yes.
The name Elwandle has history, but I won't go there today.
Okay.
But just to say, Elwandle is a place in the Manzini region where the coffee pilot was started, where we are in a 4.2 hectare, and we are planting Arabica.
Okay.
Our altitude is between 780 to 800, which means we have just discovered that the Manzini could be a coffee corridor in terms of the plantation of coffee. So I think that is what we can say. But as we have asked, that what is going on with the farmers, we have farmers now that are interested in coffee who are coming from different communities, different altitudes, also different regions.
Yes.
So the highest region, I think we are above 1,200, which I think in the next coming 2-3 years will be producing the best coffee, which can produce a better cupping.
Yes. I'm really excited, especially because the soil is so untouched in Eswatini. Industry is not as high in most places, and you've got also a very farmer community. So people are excited to do planting and looking after their seedlings and so on. What I've realized is that we haven't actually seen much coffee come out of Eswatini, those new roasters, and then there's small little coffee shops popping up. But it seems like there was hints and stories about tea and coffee in the 60s. But who actually could have been the first one? Do you know in Eswatini? Who grew coffee first? Is there such a thing?
Renata, history is always having good names. There is a place, if you recall, called Etieni when you go up to Lamkapi next to Mbabane. So if you track that history, it was a great coffee plantation that was there. And when you talk about coffee, I would say it's been very hard to trace and say who exactly started coffee, because you find one old man, one old lady pointing out at a tree that has been in the yard for the past 15 years. And they have leaky knowledge that it's a coffee plant growing in Eswatini. So it dates back to more than 15 years. So I would say Eswatini Coffee decided to rediscover a discovered coffee plant, which was already in existence in Eswatini.
Yeah, and just to add, we are now putting it up to scale because we can't say we are now a small scale. By the communities joining in terms of growing coffee, it shows that we are growing the coffee industry in Eswatini.
So you are actually known as Eswatini Coffee, but we've also heard from the grapevine that you are Kucala, which means to start. And is that the name of your farm, your coffee, your particular coffee brand? All of the above?
I like the question. No, I like the question. It's not even a question. you know, the Kucala in Eswatini, you know, it's jealous. It's one and the same thing because when this concept was first developed and it started, there was a Kucala in it, in Eswatini in it. Everything was there. So it was a big confusion for me and Eddie to decide, are we going for Eswatini Coffee or going for Kucala? Now, you know, the Kucala word which we dropped is reverting back to us and say, hey, use me. I'm the beginning.
Yes.
So we've got, you know, that connection towards that Kucala. So we'll be launching this year our Kucala coffee brand.
Nice.
Yes. It's the Kucala now will be the brand, which is the final product.
Yes. I don't know if I've touched it before, but what actually motivated you to be in coffee? Who was between the two of you? Who actually dove in first into this coffee?
Yeah, because I'm the big brother, I will take the leading role in speaking. You know, sometimes I believe in voodoo, that, you know, some things cross our minds, you know, simultaneously. The coffee concept came with Johan, and apparently on the day it was me and Eddie were present.
Yeah.
But the travel and exposure was easy to say, no, we like the idea because we have seen coffee from India, from Ethiopia, from all over the African countries where we had previous travel. So it was, you know, one of the best for both of us. Once that the concept came, we, you know, all of us, our eyelashes, you know, went up. You know, there was, you know, we love coffee, both of us. So it came at the same time.
Okay. and that was back in 2019, you said?
2017, actually. That was the manifestation of the idea. Then 2018 was the action time of planting the coffee.
Yeah.
And I see you with coffee or with new products, obviously there's a lot of in research and investigation. What kind of things did you need to research, and what were the challenges, requirements? What did you go through?
Renata, our first discovery, which was very, very, you know, difficult in our, you know, our research, looking at the countries that are doing very well in the coffee sector, we discovered that there is a lot of input and support from all the relevant stakeholders from their country, that is the government, the financial institutions, the people themselves. So with coffee, it's a very huge field where there is the production, the growing, the processing, the marketing, the research. All those sectors, they need, you know, all those different stakeholders, the byproducts that you use, that you can now start developing out of coffee products. So it's not been an easy journey for me and Eddie, you know, to tapping into the coffee industry without these supports. But we slowly, I would say we are grateful, first of all, from the institutions like EPA that have tapped in now. And we are grateful that one day we know the government.
Patrick has frozen. But in the meantime, Eddie, maybe you can explain a bit of techniques. Are they unique that you use in the farming to make a successful growth, or how does it look like for you?
Yeah. No, also just to add on the techniques, we made sure that we also follow the steps, because we started working with the Ministry of Agriculture through the research unit, where they tested our soil in terms of just to check if it was viable for us to grow coffee. So yes, I think we got a good result because our soil, like we have said, is not polluted. So it was good soil, which was favorable to plant coffee, because our coffee that we are planting and we are also expanding is Arabica. So, which is, I think, is a special coffee, is a special coffee planting. We've also seeked through traveling, through engagement, technical support from experts who have been growing coffee before, and through one institution which has come handy, EU, under the international trade. They've also exposed us to countries like Uganda, Rwanda, and recently there was a guy from Kenya who was a consultant, also just to provide technical support in the coffee growing. I think we really need that technical support because we want to really focus on organic coffee, which really needs us to be on top of our toes in terms of how we can go about. So yeah, in a nutshell, that's what I can share.
Great. Welcome back, Patrick.
I don't know whether it was my internet, but now I'm back on connection. I don't know.
Okay, it happens to the best of us. But he's given me a good breakdown of what kind of technical support you've been getting. And what surprised me also is the story that on World Coffee in Dubai, you were only about one of 5 coffee presenters in the World Coffee. Is that right?
Yeah. It was me, Ethiopia, and Ghana. Yes.
Okay. And
but with Ethiopia was, with different sectors, associations. In Ghana again, it was about 5 delegates. But from Eswatini, it was one poor man without his brother to back him up.
But in all fairness, compare Zambia and the size of Swaziland. Zambia had four only.
Yeah.
And even South Africa hasn't got much. It's very surprising because there's the theory that with climate change, coffee won't be able to grow in the usual coffee areas. And they've been encouraging coffee growers, especially, and I've seen in Florida, in the United States, they're starting to grow a lot more coffee, and further down in South America. So is this something that you've looked at and people have encouraged?
It does have an effect. So with the exposure and also through reading, we are also trying to make sure that we use the innovation and the latest technology in terms of our growing of coffee. And again, we are preparing our farmers, as we have said earlier when we started, to also be conscious on how they can respond to climate change issues, where now, because of the heat, the cold, the changes also in the weather patterns, we are trying to make sure that as they grow the coffee, they must do forest, they must not cut down trees, because we need the shade. At the same time, we need to make sure that we conserve the environment. So we also talk about the issue of water usage, where they can also do water harvesting during rainy season. They can use the water for many things and also for irrigation. Yeah, it's just those techniques that we are trying to make sure that they are in place to address issues of climate change. Yeah.
So a lot of agroecology and organic growing and permaculture and things like that.
Yes, permaculture, and also we're trying to make sure that we follow the ecosystem kind of agri and growing of the coffee.
Right.
In addition, just we also encourage the creation of climate within the climate of the area. That is, I like the part to touch on permaculture. We can always, create the climate within the climate where they are by making sure that they've got a very healthy forest, like Eddie's just said.
And because a lot of people will be watching this video and maybe interested in your coffee, are you happy with me putting your contact emails on this little interview?
Renata, how can people know you if you don't want with your number?
You know?
Because for people to know you, you must give them your number.
Yes.
Then they know you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we'll be keeping in touch. We'll be looking at maybe even making a bit more interviews. I would love to know how your son is doing in Taipei and what the cupping story is all about. So if you're happy to continue on this, we have like a short intro conversation for the people here. And I know we're going to get a lot of hits because coffee it's everybody's magic. And you've got a lot of magic, like you said. Your voodoo is happening for you. And you're going to Athens next. I want to hear how is Athens taking your coffee as well.
Yeah.
I'm wishing you well, Patrick and Eddie, out in Joburg and next in Athens. And I'm going to be speaking to Junior. Junior.
Junior Patrick.
Obviously.
Yeah.
It's nice to see you guys again, and I'm very happy to talk to you. As you know, I'm very excited about African plants and African food, and especially African coffee. We've got 150 different types of coffee in Africa. We just drink 4, and we only concentrate on 2. And most of the time, it's only one that people know about, and then they call it Arabica, but it's from Africa. So well done to you guys, and all the energy that you've been putting in this. And I can't wait to taste your coffee, and hopefully maybe I'll make it up to Eswatini. Lots of things are calling me besides a cup of coffee. And we'll be speaking soon. I'll see how this goes online, and maybe pull you back in for some more infos of what the people want out there. Thank you so much, Eddie.
Not a problem. With pleasure.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Pleasure. Have a great day. Bye. Bye.
All right.
Bye.
Cheers. Thank you. So that was Eddie and Patrick down in Eswatini talking about their coffee. Oh, and hold on, I got to open the door for somebody. Sorry, I'm coming. Hello. I got the interview finally. What interview? The one that I wanted to do all this time.
Yay! With who?